Hi, welcome to CEO Spotlight. I'm Reggie Ware, CEO of Blackdoctor.org, and today we have with us Dr. William Carson, CEO of Otsuka. Doctor, welcome.
Thank you very much.
What's your thoughts in terms of helping families to overcome the stigma? Or, if a person has a mental health issues, families tend to ignore them, or maybe they tend to think that it's a spiritual issue. But what can you say to families in terms of getting them to sort of explore a medical theory, if you will, in terms of getting to alleviate the problem?
Yeah, it is really a great question. It's getting better, but it still has a long way to go. I see it all the time. I saw it in all of my training, I saw it in all of my clinical work, and I actually see it in this position as well. I think that the big challenge is it is incredibly frightening, maybe frightening than almost any other medical diagnosis. So if I tell you that you have diabetes, then we know where the challenge is with diabetes. We know what can be done. In large measure, central nervous system disorders are not so clear with the causalities. But for me to tell you and point to exactly where the causality is and how it happens and how the medications work, that's very, very difficult. And I think that unknown quality frightens people, but it also opens the door for people to explain it in other ways. What we really want all aspects of society is to get people the appropriate health care that they need for the conditions that they have. That's really what we want. Now, I think that's true in diabetes, that's true in renal failure, that's true in hypertension, and that's also true in depression and bipolar disorder and so all of everything, every illness, people should be encouraged to get the best treatment that we have.
Very well said. Very well said. Earlier in the interview, you said something to me that I thought was pretty powerful. And what it was the doctor in the community that was telling you, Carson, I think you got something. I think you're really special. And you internalized that, and you took that, and now you're CEO of Otsuka, right? What would you say to our audience that are looking at you saying, "Wow, he's the CEO of Otsuka. How could I ever do something that amazing?" What would you share with our audience?
Oh, that's a great question. If I were to boil it down to the audience, we spend way too much time looking at what we don't have, when in fact we should be looking at what we do have. So if you ever get a moment and you say to yourself, I actually have health, that I actually was able to get up on my own strength, that I have a clear mind. All of those things, I think, empower everybody. We, Black folks, live in a world of microaggression. So a microaggression is when you're walking down the street and somebody locks the car when you walk by. So it's minor. But if you take year on year on year on year of that, it really impacts you. But I always say, every morning, you're not going to win today. I'm going to win. And, I see the world that way. It's every day, and I don't mean it's a battle, but it's definitely a contest. How about that? So, and you're constantly on. So the challenge for all of us is, am I taking care of myself? So I think people don't spend enough time getting the rest that they need. Am I clearing my mind? Am I eating right? Am I exercising? Am I understanding what problems I have medically? Do I need to treat them? All of those things, because each one of those will take you off of your game. Every last one of them.